2021 was a year of recovery for tourism in Little Rock under the leadership of the Little Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau. The LRCVB hosted more than 350 events with more than 295,000 attendees in our managed facilities. Our sales team was able to return to face-to-face business last year, attending 25 trade shows across the country, making more than 4,000 sales contacts, and leading 42 site tours right here in Little Rock. The marketing team positioned the city as a leisure destination to both in- and out-of-state travelers by targeting individuals within a 500-mile radius of Little Rock. Social media continued to be a core tenet of our marketing strategy, having earned more than 13 million impressions while garnering more than 10,000 new fans and followers. We worked with 26 travel writers, and Little Rock was featured in almost 200 news stories across the country. The Bureau's websites received more than 1.2 million page views from 1.1 million unique visitors. That's a 37% increase over 2020. Additional marketing initiatives focus on three niche audiences: cyclists, Black and LGBTQ travelers. Cyclists in Arkansas and surrounding states were the target of a multi-touch campaign that highlighted the city's 1,200-plus miles of cycling trails and launched the Cycling Concierge service for groups. Little Rock's cultural attractions and civil rights sites were repositioned under the campaign Big on Black Culture and were marketed towards Black consumers during the spring and summer road trip seasons. LGBTQ travelers, among the first to resume travel in the wake of the pandemic, were targeted with ads that touted the city's LGBTQ-owned businesses and welcoming atmosphere. The marketing team also created new assets throughout the year, including virtual facility tours, a new attractions guide, site visit itineraries, sales presentations, and more. The Facilities and Operations Division ably handled the return of in-person events to Robinson Center, the River Market, and the State House Convention Center. For the first time since 1994, the Bureau resumed Robinson Center box office operations, a move that will allow for greater data reporting, flexibility, and customer insight. We also marked the 5th anniversary of its renovation. Since reopening, it's welcomed almost 750,000 patrons through its doors at almost 1,300 events. In the River Market, Ottenheimer Hall and its vendors reopened after 19 months, and an extensive parking study was completed, highlighting 38 recommendations to alleviate capacity issues within the district. Much of 2021 was spent upgrading and improving the LRCVB's facilities. More than $2 million was spent on capital projects in the Cromwell Building, Robinson Center, the State House Convention Center, the River Market, and its garages. Despite new COVID variants, the number of in-person events in 2021 rose dramatically, showing a strong trend toward the return of pre-pandemic levels of activity. This set Little Rock on the road to economic recovery. Compared to 2020, total lodging revenue grew 48%, and prepared food revenues increased 18%. Lodging ended the year only 21% behind 2019, while prepared food collections were up 4%. Hotel occupancy increased 34% over 2020 and ended the year just 6% below 2019. RevPAR increased 56% over 2020, down just 7% from 2019. Short-term rental units grew more than 11% with an almost 30% jump in RevPAR. Internally, the LRCVB continued its efforts to promote initiatives related to equity, diversity, and inclusion, including the hosting of a hospitality industry job fair, the adoption of a new online bidding platform that tracks minority-owned businesses, and the reinvigoration of the Bureau's employee-led EDI committee. 2021 was a busy year for the LRCVB, and people took note. From tourism industry awards to media accolades, Little Rock and the LRCVB were continuously recognized for excellence. While the year is full of challenges, the future for Little Rock has never been brighter. So far, future regional and national business contracts will bring more than 100 events to the city, with over 65,000 attendees representing almost 38,000 hotel room nights and more than $17 million in direct spending. In 2022 alone, new regional and national conventions will total almost $16 million in direct spending. 2022 will also see the opening of new restaurants across the city, new cycling trails, and the opening of the reimagined Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts. As Little Rock continues its pandemic recovery, the LRCVB is poised to lead the city's tourism industry into a better tomorrow.